so hard to try and give him a go there, but Tebogo draws clear now, and he's done it. 10/100ths of a second.
30.69 seconds. That's how long it took for a 20-year-old from Botswana to do what no one in history had done before, break the 300-meter world best. It happened so fast you might have missed it. But for those who saw it live at the Simbine Curro Classic Shoot-Out in Pretoria, it was clear a new sprinting legend was being born. His name, Letsile Tebogo. And what he did that day didn't just break records, it broke expectations. Before this moment, the 300-meter wasn't exactly a marquee event. It sits awkwardly between the raw explosiveness of the 200 meters and the strategic endurance of the 400 meters. But that didn't matter. Tebogo made it look like the event was made for him. Smooth out of the blocks, effortless through the bend, and devastating on the home straight. By the time he crossed the finish line in 30.69 seconds, the stadium erupted. To understand how shocking this was, you need context. The previous world best was 30.81 seconds, set by Wayde van Niekerk in 2017. Before him, names like Michael Johnson and Usain Bolt had touched this distance, and none had gone faster. That puts Tebogo in elite company, and he just blew past them. Born in Kanye, Botswana, Letsile Tebogo was already turning heads by his late teens. At 18, he was a World U20 champion. By 19, he was competing at World Championships. And now, at just 20, he's doing things athletes don't usually pull off until their prime. His rapid rise has defied every timeline and redefined what young talent looks like in track and field. But it's not just the times that make Tebogo special, it's how he runs them. Watch any of his races and you'll see the same thing. Calm, composed, and completely in control. There's no tension in his face, no wasted movement in his stride. Coaches say his biomechanics are years ahead of his age. And fans? They just know they're watching something rare. The 300-meter performance in Pretoria wasn't a fluke. It was the result of focused training, long-term planning, and an athlete who's mastered the balance between raw power and technical precision. Leading into the event, insiders had been whispering about Tebogo's insane training times, but nobody expected a world best. Not yet. When the race began, it was clear Tebogo wasn't holding anything back. The first 100 meters, blazing. The curve, controlled aggression. And the final stretch? That's where legends are made. With his chest forward and his form still intact, he surged past the line, stopping the clock at 30.69 seconds. A new era had officially begun. What makes this even more incredible is that Tebogo is still figuring out which distance suits him best. He's elite in the 100 meters, dangerous in the 200 meters, and now dominant in the 300 meters. Some experts believe he could challenge world records in both the 200 meters and 400 meters in the years to come. That kind of range is unheard of, even among the greats. The Pretoria race wasn't just about a time, it was about a shift in the sport. For too long, sprinting's top headlines belonged to the same handful of countries. But now, a new voice is breaking through, and it's speaking loud and clear from Botswana. Tebogo's success is a huge moment for African sprinting, a signal that the continent isn't just about distance runners anymore. In a recent interview with Al Jazeera, Tebogo reflected on his mission to break the Jamaican and American dominance in sprinting. "That's always been my goal, to snap their dominance," he said. "It was sad to see only two nations rule the sport for decades. I wanted to make a breakthrough for African athletes. I aspired to be the one to make it happen and then take in the world's response. And that reaction has been heartwarming." Of course, with fame comes pressure. After the race, media outlets across the globe lit up with headlines. Interviews, sponsorship calls, and public appearances followed. But Tebogo? He stayed cool. That mindset is what separates Tebogo. He's not chasing clout. He's chasing greatness, and he knows that takes more than one race. Since breaking the record, he's gone back to the grind, focusing on refining every detail. Sprinting is a game of milliseconds, and Tebogo is playing to win. There are rumors now about which events he'll focus on for the next Olympics, whether he'll challenge Michael Johnson's 400-meter record or even target Bolt's 200-meter mark. Nothing is confirmed, but here's what we know. Every time Tebogo steps onto the track, something electric happens. Even off the track, his influence is growing. Social media explodes with every post, and highlight reels of his 300-meter run have racked up millions of views. Kids across Africa are emulating his starts, his stride, his confidence. In a world desperate for new icons, Tebogo feels like the real deal. His sponsors have noticed too. Endorsement deals are coming in fast, but Tebogo is choosing carefully. Like everything else in his life, he's not rushing. He's building. His team has made it clear. Long-term growth over short-term gain. That kind of vision is rare and dangerous in the best way. It means Tebogo isn't just thinking about the next race. He's thinking about legacy, about becoming the face of a movement, about inspiring a generation of athletes who didn't even know this level was possible. What happened in Pretoria was more than a record. It was a message. To every young runner watching, to every underdog training without the fancy facilities, to every country that's been underestimated, Tebogo just proved you don't need a big name to make history. You just need to run faster than anyone else ever has. And here's the kicker. He's only 20. This victory has also sparked renewed interest in the 300-meter event itself. Suddenly, athletes and coaches are revisiting training plans, looking for ways to attack this rarely run distance. Track meets that once ignored the 300 meters are now considering adding it to their programs, all thanks to the spotlight Tebogo brought. His performance didn't just elevate his own name, it revived an entire event. In his home country, the reaction was overwhelming. Streets were filled with celebrations, fans held viewing parties, and even government officials praised his achievement as a national milestone. The story of Letsile Tebogo is just beginning, and if the 300 meters in Pretoria is any indication, we're in for something unforgettable. Watch closely, because the next time he races, history might be rewritten all over again. If this left you speechless, hit like, subscribe, and tell us in the comments which world record do you think Tebogo will break next. At just 21 years old, Letsile Tebogo has rewritten the history books, and he's only getting started. At the 2024 Paris Olympics, the young sprinter from Botswana clocked a blistering 9.86 seconds in the men's 100-meter final, setting a new national record and sending shockwaves through the world of track and field. But the full story of Tebogo's rise is even more incredible than that one number on the clock. Born in Kanye, Botswana, Tebogo showed early signs of speed, often outpacing classmates in schoolyard races. But few could have predicted the meteoric rise that would follow. He burst onto the international scene in 2021, quickly gaining attention for his raw talent, relaxed running style, and an unmistakable air of confidence. By 2022, he was already being called the next Usain Bolt, a title that would come with both praise and immense pressure. While most sprinters peak in their late 20s, Tebogo was already setting records as a teenager. He won back-to-back World U20 Championship golds in 2021 and 2022, and it wasn't long before he made his mark on the senior stage. Still, many wondered if he could hold his own against the world's elite on the biggest stage of all, the Olympics. That question was answered in Paris. In one of the most competitive Olympic 100-meter finals ever recorded, all 8 finalists dipped under 10 seconds. The race was a blur of motion and adrenaline, with Tebogo crossing the line in 6th place, but that doesn't tell the full story. His 9.86-second run wasn't just a personal best. It was a new national record and a historic moment for Botswana. No sprinter from the nation had ever reached these heights before. But Tebogo wasn't done yet. Just days later, he lined up for the 200-meter final, facing off against the very best the world had to offer. What followed shocked everyone. With a flawless curve and an explosive finish, Tebogo surged ahead of the field, crossing the line in 19.46 seconds, a new African record. The crowd erupted. Botswana had its first Olympic gold medalist in the men's 200 meters, and Africa had a new sprint king. As if that wasn't enough, Tebogo anchored Botswana's 4x400-meter relay team to a dramatic silver medal. In a sport often dominated by a handful of countries, his performances injected fresh energy into African sprinting. For years, the continent had excelled in long-distance events, but now it had a new hero on the short track. Behind the scenes, Tebogo's journey hasn't been without its challenges. There were whispers in early 2023 that he might switch allegiance to a larger athletics federation, lured by bigger sponsorship deals and better training facilities. But Tebogo stayed loyal. He remained committed to Botswana, choosing to train at home and invest in the future of the sport within his country. That loyalty paid off. In interviews, Tebogo often credits his coaches, family, and community for keeping him grounded. He's known for his humility off the track, often waving to the crowd and smiling during races, a signature trait that reminds many of Bolt. But when the starting gun fires, he turns into a different person, focused, powerful, and utterly fearless. His social media presence also offers a glimpse into his life. Unlike many athletes who project a polished corporate image, Tebogo keeps things real. He shares behind-the-scenes moments, training clips, and motivational messages that resonate with young fans across Africa and beyond. He's not just a star on the track, he's becoming a voice for the next generation. Despite his success, critics have questioned whether Tebogo can maintain this momentum. Sprinting careers can be brutally short, and the physical toll is enormous. But so far, he's shown a remarkable ability to recover, adapt, and grow stronger with each race. His team is already talking about plans for the 2025 World Championships and beyond. What sets Tebogo apart isn't just his speed, it's the way he runs. Analysts have pointed out his incredibly efficient stride, minimal wasted motion, and uncanny ability to maintain form under pressure. He makes it look effortless, but behind that ease is years of meticulous training, biomechanical analysis, and mental conditioning. And yet, he still feels like a newcomer. That's part of his appeal. Viewers see a young man who's still growing, still learning, and still hungry. Every time he steps on the track, there's a sense that something extraordinary might happen. He brings drama to every heat, electricity to every final. The ripple effects of Tebogo's rise are already being felt across Africa. Track programs in countries like Nigeria, Kenya, and South Africa are looking to replicate Botswana's success. Young athletes are inspired not just by his medals, but by his message, that greatness can come from anywhere. Sponsors have taken note too. Major athletic brands are lining up with endorsement deals, and global media outlets have begun tracking his every move. But Tebogo remains grounded. He's turned down certain offers that didn't align with his values, choosing instead to focus on long-term partnerships that support African sports development. In many ways, Tebogo is more than just an athlete. He's a cultural icon in the making. Schools in Botswana have started implementing sprint-focused programs, naming tracks and stadiums after him. Local brands are creating campaigns celebrating his achievements, and music artists are even referencing him in their lyrics. The Tebogo effect is real, and it's inspiring an entire continent. He's also begun collaborating with charitable organizations aimed at providing sports opportunities to underprivileged youth. By leveraging his fame, he's creating pathways for young talent to emerge from places that were once overlooked. That's the kind of legacy that extends far beyond the finish line. The 2024 Olympics may have been the breakout moment, but the story is far from over. With each race, Tebogo continues to evolve, sharpen his skills, and push the limits of what's possible. He's not just running for medals, he's running for history. As the dust settles on Paris, fans and analysts alike are asking the same question. How far can he go? If his trajectory so far is any indication, we're witnessing the beginning of a legendary career. And maybe, just maybe, the next world record isn't as far away as it seems. If you found Tebogo's journey as inspiring as we did, hit that like button, subscribe for more incredible sports stories, and drop a comment. How fast do you think he can go next?
Two go through on the inside, Bryce Deadman. Look at this, the kid's coming back. Oh, what a finish from the 16-year-old.
So he's going to have to rely on time. Right now, he is the top of the bubble and looking very good for a chance in the final.
Bryce Deadman gets the win over Vernon Norwood.
Quincy Wilson has just stunned the entire athletics world, and what's just been revealed about this teenage sensation's performance has track and field experts completely speechless. Quincy Wilson, the rising track and field star who gained popularity in 2024, recently found himself at the center of unexpected controversy when he attended an NFL game. Wilson, who earned a gold medal as part of Team USA's 4x400-meter relay team at the 2024 Paris Olympics, has quickly become one of the most promising young athletes in track and field. However, his appearance at a Baltimore Ravens game led to a surprising backlash from some NFL fans. Wilson's journey to fame began with his impressive high school performances, culminating in his selection for the U.S. Olympic team at just 16 years old. His contribution to the gold medal-winning 4x400-meter relay team in Paris catapulted him into the spotlight, making him a sought-after figure for sponsorships, interviews, and media appearances. The implications of Wilson's performance extended far beyond simple high school records. This wasn't just another teenage breakthrough. This represented a complete destruction of professional pride as Wilson faced down elite quarter-milers, including Will Sumner, USA, Jareem Richards, TTO, and Zakithi Nene, RSA, in what was supposed to be a learning experience for the teenager. Instead, Wilson delivered a masterclass that exposed just how far ahead of his age group he truly operates. What makes Wilson's stunning 45.66-second victory particularly significant is how effortlessly he dismantled seasoned competitors. After running 21.20 through 200 meters while sitting in third position behind South African Zakithi Nene's 21.07 split, Wilson demonstrated the tactical brilliance he's developed since his Olympic experience. His surge to the front in the final 200 meters wasn't just fast, it was devastating, leaving professional athletes trailing by significant margins in a race they expected to control. Wilson's strategic demolition of the professional field aligns perfectly with his incredible record-breaking trajectory. His 45.66 performance not only lowered his indoor personal best by 1/10 of a second, but shattered his own U.S. high school and World U18 indoor records, continuing an unprecedented streak of barrier breaking that has track experts questioning what times this teenager might ultimately achieve. The victory margin was absolutely crushing. Sumner, 46.27, Richards, 46.49, and Neen, 46.56, finished 2-3-4 over half a second behind a high school student. The specific timing of Wilson's professional domination comes at a crucial juncture in his remarkable career. Having returned to normal high school life after his Olympic triumph, Wilson maintains the perspective that separates him from typical teenage sensations. "I think I'm more focused in the classroom than I am on the track, and that can tell you a lot," Wilson revealed in a recent CNN interview, showing maturity that matches his extraordinary athletic ability. As track and field analysts and Olympic experts have noted, Wilson's performance demonstrates an unprecedented developmental trajectory. Having already visited the White House, thrown out first pitches at Baltimore Orioles games, and been honored at Ravens NFL games while wearing his Olympic gold medal, Wilson maintains focus on future goals rather than past achievements, displaying a championship mentality that explains his continued record-breaking performances. This exceptional maturity represents a shocking contrast to most teenage athletic sensations. The importance of this professional-level domination extends beyond individual achievement into track and field history. With Wilson scheduled to compete in the 600-meter event at the prestigious Millrose Games, his recent victory establishes him as perhaps the most feared quarter-miler in American track, regardless of age category. His comfortable defeat of established professionals suggests he's already operating at a level that threatens seasoned Olympic competitors. Wilson's influence through this shocking performance extends to completely reshaping sprint expectations. By effortlessly handling professional competition while maintaining his high school schedule, he establishes a new standard for athletic development that challenges traditional progression models. His ability to balance Olympic-level performance with normal teenage life earns respect from competitors while inspiring young athletes worldwide. Even more shocking than Wilson's dominant victory was the ease with which he handled the pressure of competing against professionals. His tactical awareness in sitting third through 200 meters before unleashing a devastating finishing kick demonstrated race strategy typically seen from Olympic veterans, not high school students making their seasonal debuts. This advanced racing intelligence suggests Wilson possesses instincts that can't be taught through traditional coaching methods. The contrast between Wilson's relaxed demeanor and his devastating speed couldn't be more dramatic. While professional athletes train year-round for meets like the New Balance Grand Prix, Wilson balances high school classes with record-breaking performances that expose the limitations of traditional athletic development models. His revelation that no gold medal, none of that is on my mind when practicing shows championship focus that explains his continued improvement despite achieving sport's highest honors. For those who truly understand sprint development, Wilson's professional domination represents far more than exceptional talent. It symbolizes a complete reimagining of what teenage athletes can accomplish when combining natural ability with championship experience. From Olympic gold medals to professional demolition, Quincy Wilson has demonstrated precisely why traditional age group competition no longer provides adequate challenge for his extraordinary abilities. The broader track and field community's reaction to this professional beatdown has split along predictable lines. Veteran coaches celebrate Wilson's continued development, while professional athletes privately question how a high school student can so easily defeat seasoned competitors. Social media exploded with race footage showing Wilson's effortless acceleration past professionals, creating viral content that showcases American sprinting's incredible future. Through this shocking professional domination, Wilson's story reveals the power of Olympic experience combined with exceptional natural talent. His journey from high school phenom to Olympic champion to professional destroyer proves that age categories become meaningless when talent reaches unprecedented levels. From relay gold medals to record-breaking professional victories, Quincy Wilson has demonstrated precisely why he represents the future of American sprinting.